White to move. Black just promoted on A1 and is up a queen and a pawn. White is being mated. The only escape. Sacrifice both remaining pieces and let one tiny g-pawn run all the way home. Black has queen, rook, and 2 pawns. White has rook, bishop, and 1 pawn on g2. Black's king is on b1, far from the king side. That distance is everything. 3 pieces have to go. The rook captures the queen. The bishop captures the rook. The pawn walks from g2 to g8. 6 pawn moves to promote, and black's king is 6 squares away from the queening square. Trade material to win the race. Each sacrifice removes a black piece that could stop the pawn. What is left at the end is a king and a queen versus a king and 2 pawns. White wins. Rxa1 with check. The rook captures the queen. The check forces black to react, and the only sensible response is to recapture. Kxa1, forced. Black recaptures the rook, but the king is now in the corner, even further from the king side. G4, the pawn march begins. Quiet move, no capture, no check, just steady progress toward the 8th rank. B4, black pushes their own pawn. The race is symmetric on paper, but black's king is too far to support a promotion in time. G5, pawn keeps moving. KB1, black king tries to support the b-pawn, but is now in range of the bishop's next blow. BXB2, the second sacrifice. The bishop captures the rook. The pin made this possible. The rook had been stuck on b2 the entire time, defending against this exact tactic. KXB2, forced. Black takes the bishop and now has just king and 2 pawns. The g-pawn is still racing. G6, 2 squares to go. B3, black is also racing, but it is hopeless. The king is far from the king side, and the pawn is 1 square slower than white's. G7, 1 square from queening. KC2, final desperate king move, but it is far too late. G8 promotes to a queen. White is up a queen for 2 pawns, completely winning. The lone pawn that started on G2 has crossed the entire board to deliver the win. When you are materially behind in a king and pawn race, count squares to promotion. If a sacrifice removes the opponent's pieces and keeps your pawn moving, the cost is irrelevant. The only number that matters is how many moves to the 8th rank.